Hey, what's up guys? So welcome back to another video. This one's going to be short, sweet, I think, but we're working with a Stryker dual steering stabilizer kit with the Bilstein shocks. So as you can see down here below, there's the two shocks. There's the hardware that it comes with, all black, powder coated. Looks like a pretty good kit, but didn't come with any instructions. So I reached out to Stryker. They sent me the instructions that I needed to install on the 2019 F250. For those that are new to my channel, 2019 F250 with a 6.7 power stroke. If you're new, please consider subscribing and liking this video. But let's get straight into this install, going off of the email that I received from Stryker. So looking forward to it because this truck is lifted 4 inches on 37s. The bump steer is pretty up there. But it's expected with a big truck with 37s with no steering stabilizer. Alright guys, so here's the first humongous piece that you're going to get in the kit. This thing is huge, weighs about, I don't know, 10 pounds. Anyways, these two bolts right here off of your front differential are going to have to be removed in order to actually get these two bolts mounted on here. So you're going to need a 14 millimeter. You're going to go ahead take both of these bolts 1 and 2 off. Don't worry about it leaking because obviously this gasket's been in place. It's going to take more than 2 bolts to actually get this to actually leak. And then we're going to use 4 bolts to actually mount this to the axle. So. Alright, so I got these 2 bolts off. Here's your factory. It shows you, hey, 355, so what kind of gearing you have. Alright, so put that through because I want to keep it on. I'm going to go ahead and just get this hand tight. Like that. Alright, there you go. So that's hand tight. I'm going to go ahead and torque that in a little bit. I want to get these 2 bolts in here and make sure this plate's actually seated nice up on the axle. Alright, so here's the back mounting plate for the actual main piece. You have all this hardware. There's one set of a longer piece, 2 of the longer, the most longest, really. It's hard to describe all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 small ones, 4 of a middle size. So I assume they're going to be these. Alright, so these 4, because there's only 4 bolts to this thing. And there's 4 of this like item. So let's go ahead and take these back underneath the truck. So here's 1 bolt. Go ahead and remove the nut. Remove 1 washer because this is going to go towards the front. Let's get that in place right there. Like that. Throw the washer on the back and then the nut. You're going to go ahead and do that for all 4 bolts. Alright, so I got all 4 bolts in. Here's the 2. What I want to do is torque these down. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Tighten these 2 up first and then move to these 4 bolts and tighten it out of them. Alright, so for these 4 bolts, when you're tightening them down, you can use a 5/8 or a 16 millimeter. Alright, so here's the next step. These are going to be the ends of these shocks. So you get 2 of these. As you can see, there's one over there, passenger side, and a dog ear. Here's dog ear and 4 bolts for each side. So this is the driver's side. So this one's going to go underneath, and then this one's going to come up on top, sandwich the bar going across. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll show you from underneath the truck. Here, this goes right on bottom, just to the right of all this mess. And let's go ahead and start with 1 bolt. Washer on top, washer on bottom. And the nut. Right. 2 down. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other 2. We're not going to snug this down, but let me go ahead and take care of that real quick.
There you go.
Alright, so same for the passenger side, dog ear. You want to face that in. Alright, just like that one. So, gonna have to go ahead and do these 4 bolts. Don't tighten anything, just make sure that you get the nut on the other side for all 4 bolts. Then I'll show you the next step. Alright, so within each shock you're going to get 2 of these, alright? So these are actually going to be the sliders that go within the bushings of these shock mounts. Alright, so what I like to do is actually coat each one of them. And you can use this. I use this for a lot of other things. Alright, so what I like to do when I have it good like that, I just like to come up against something and do something a little like this. Alright, so that's all it is. Plenty of other ways you can do this, but pretty simple. You're going to go ahead and do this on all four eyelets of the shocks. Alright, so next step, you're going to want your Stryker plate, your 2 shocks. Alright, and here's the small end, or the coming out of the piston of the shock. Those are going to be facing outside. You're going to take one and use your second tallest bolt. Washer on top. Bolt going through. Alright, so let's go ahead and sneak this in. Rest it on top of that other plate we installed. Get this in there. Alright. So next is going to be the Stryker plate. Coming up under. Alright. I don't know why this fights. It's going to fight you a little bit. You may have to... Alright, so you can get that washer and the nut on the very bottom. That's how it's going to be bolted on. Other bolt. Washer's going to go on top. Here it is right there. Rest it on that plate. Drop. Right there. Washer. Nut. Alright, so we're going to tighten up these 2 upper bolts, 19 millimeters, and 19 on the bottom as well. So you're just going to go ahead, tighten it up pretty tight. Go ahead and do this for both, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so coming from the instructions that Stryker sent to me, throughout this entire process, specifically right now, you'll want the steering wheel to be pointed straight. Then find the center of the stroke on the stabilizers. This specific measurement varies depending on the cylinders that you choose. Right here I have the Bilsteins. You can get the, the Snipers, some come with Foxes. But simply measure the eye-to-eye measurement of your cylinder all the way extended. Then measure it all the way collapsed. Whatever the difference is your travel. If you have, say, 10 inches worth of travel, then you'll want to set the end brackets right here, these 2, one on each side, where the cylinder would have 5 inches of travel. Alright, so you're cutting in half the total amount of travel based off of which shock that you purchased. This way you have full turn left and right, and it has the same amount of motion in either direction. So we're going to go ahead and cut the straps that are on the shock and figure out how much travel these shocks actually have. Here's one. Alright, so I also got a Sharpie. We're going to do this the easy way. Alright, here's fully extended. Alright, and this is going to be right towards the edge of this bar. So I'm going to mark it right there. And then I'm going to collapse it using Superman strength. Alright, right there. And that's coming right off of the edge of where this is. So, do some measuring tape, figure out how much travel. Comes out to about 7.5 inches of travel. What we're gonna have to do is cut in half 7.5. Let's do 4 inches off of the edge. Really, it's just rounded up to 8. If I could have collapsed it even more. But the boot was kind of holding me, well, pushing me back. So let's do 8 inches, 4 inches from the mark that I made first. That puts it 4 inches right there, right in the center. There it is. All right. So this is where I'm going to mount it. This is going to go right there. I'm going to make a line so that I could tighten that up. So I'm going to do the same thing on the passenger side. That was pretty simple. To ensure that you have the correct amount of travel in play as you turn from left to right. Alright, so next step, you're going to use the longest bolts. There's 2 of them. Alright, washer up on top. This is going to go towards the end of the eyelid. Put this little spacer on the bottom, and then you're going to have to pull this in and try and get it in that same, like that. What you're going to do is get the washer and then the nut. Tighten that down, and then you'll be good on one side. Then you're going to have to do the other side. So alright guys, so I have everything locked down. It could use one more tightening down for every bolt. But it's still pretty tight, and honestly I'm probably going to wait at least a few hundred miles just to let everything settle in, and then retighten down just like any other thing that you install on your truck. Always retorque down after about 500 miles. So what I'm actually going to do is turn on the truck, turn left, turn right to see the movement of each steering stabilizer and make sure that nothing's really shifting that much. I want to see the angles, and then that'll be about it. So let's go ahead and check this out. Alright guys, so that concludes the video. I hope that provided a lot of clarity for you all who are installing these dual steering stabilizers, especially this Stryker unit. Quality Bilstein shocks. It was a great price. I think it came in right around the $440 on Amazon. I'll post all the links in the description below, but it's a very quality unit. Install, as you can see, went smooth. I had to work through some things, but I'm mechanically savvy, so it made everything a little more easier, not having any instructions other than the instructions that were sent to me directly by Stryker. I'm not sponsored by Stryker, but I figured I'd give them a shot because there's not a lot, if anything, on YouTube about installing Stryker dual steering stabilizers on our death wobble prone trucks. So hit the like button if you appreciate this video. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. But until next time, see ya.